Imagine you're on a peaceful family vacation, cruising through the Caribbean Ocean on a boat. The sea is calm, and the sun is shining brightly as you sail through the vast expanse of blue. You, your partner, and your child are all together, enjoying the beauty of nature and celebrating a special occasion, your son Ben's birthday. The air smells fresh, and the gentle waves create a serene atmosphere. Everything feels perfect as you're surrounded by the ocean's infinity, giving you a sense of tranquility. The sound of the water splashing against the boat is a soothing rhythm, making you feel even more connected to the natural world. But just when you think everything is in perfect harmony, disaster strikes. In a matter of seconds, the water beneath you begins to pull back, retreating at a steady pace, like the earth itself is drawing in its breath. At first, you assume it's a strange optical illusion, but as the seconds stretch into minutes, you realize with horror that the ocean is actually vanishing. The water level is dropping so quickly that the once peaceful surroundings now feel like a ticking time bomb. Panic sets in as the realization dawns: something has happened that is beyond your control. The ocean, which seemed like a vast and endless entity, is now a mere reflection of its former self. What's happening? Is the water going to return? Or is this the beginning of something much darker? As the situation intensifies, you know that survival is the only thing that matters now. As the family tries to process what is happening, Ben's mother, Julia, decides to take a swim in the now dry ocean, hoping that the water retreating will just be a temporary phenomenon. She dips into the water to cool off and enjoy the unusual calmness. But as soon as she plunges into the ocean, a strange and unsettling feeling washes over her. It's as if something massive is lurking nearby, watching her every move. At first, she doesn't see anything alarming, but the eerie sensation of being watched grows stronger with each passing moment. She tries to shake off the unease, but then, without warning, something grabs her from beneath the surface. Her body is yanked underwater, and she's pulled further and further from the boat. Her screams echo, but they are lost in the vastness of the empty ocean. Meanwhile, Ben and Tom, who are still fishing, have no idea of the terror that's unfolding. Julia struggles to keep afloat, her arms and legs becoming weak as the cold water surrounds her. The water is moving in strange currents, pulling her deeper into the sea. It's as though the ocean itself has become a living, malevolent force, intent on dragging her under. The family had no warning, no idea that something this dangerous was waiting for them in the peaceful waters. In those moments, Julia's life flashes before her eyes as she fights against the overwhelming pull of the ocean. Time feels like it's moving in slow motion, and she realizes that if help doesn't come soon, she'll be lost to the sea forever. Julia's screams finally break through to Tom, who turns around just in time to see his wife drifting farther away. Panic sets in, and he springs into action. Without a second thought, he leaps into the water, determined to save her. Meanwhile, Ben, who is still trying to make sense of the situation, starts the boat's engine and races toward them. But as they get closer, the ocean's mood grows even more violent. The water seems to be in turmoil, with waves crashing unnaturally high and swirling around them. As Tom reaches Julia and grabs hold of her, he realizes that the situation is much worse than they thought. The sea is becoming increasingly chaotic, and the once familiar, serene surroundings are now a deadly trap. Tom struggles to keep his grip on Julia as the water continues to pull at them, and Ben desperately steers the boat closer, hoping to pull them both to safety. With every passing second, the situation becomes more urgent. Julia's strength is waning, and Tom knows they do. As the situation worsens, the family realizes that their only hope lies in reaching a safe location. Tom, who has always been the anchor of the family, starts examining their boat and its equipment. Unfortunately, the boat's engine is severely damaged. They're stuck, with no means of propulsion or communication. The once promising vacation has turned into a desperate fight for survival. Without a working engine or any way to contact the outside world, the family is left adrift in an ocean that has turned against them. Tom tries to keep hope alive, but the reality of their situation is starting to sink in. Their food supply is limited, and the threat of wild animals and the encroaching ocean weighs heavily on their minds. But just when they think things can't get any worse, they hear a sound. It's not a normal sound. It's a rumbling noise, followed by a deafening crash. The water around them shakes violently, and they look up to see a massive meteorite hurtling toward them. Time seems to slow down as they realize that their chances of survival are dwindling with every passing moment. In a split second, they know they must act. Tom starts the boat's engine, hoping to move them out of the meteorite's path. But the engine sputters and dies, leaving them helpless in the face of an impending disaster. With the meteorite closing in, the family has no choice but to brace for impact. The meteorite strikes with a deafening roar, and the boat is rocked by the shockwave. The family is thrown into chaos as the boat begins to sink, its once sturdy structure now compromised by the impact. Water floods in from all sides, and they scramble to grab whatever they can to stay afloat. But the ocean, once their source of freedom, has now become their enemy. They manage to escape the sinking boat, but they're left stranded in the open water with no land in sight. As they struggle to stay afloat, they realize that the water is still receding, and they have no idea how much time they have before the ocean is completely gone. The sun is setting, casting an eerie glow over the water, and the family is left to wonder if they will survive the night. Julia holds her children close, trying to comfort them as they float in the endless expanse of the ocean. They are exhausted, dehydrated, and terrified, but they refuse to give up.